Hey everyone, I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo.
Welcome back to The English Blend. Today's topic is something almost every learner struggles with. You know that moment?
Yes, that moment when you open your mouth to speak English.
And your brain freezes.
Exactly. You know all the words, you know the grammar rules,
But nothing comes out.
or maybe you start talking and then you just hit a wall. That's one of our key phrases today, actually. Hit a wall.
We are talking about fluency today, specifically how to beat that feeling.
How to get words out faster, even if they aren't perfect.
The title of our episode is Speak with Timer, 30-second fast talk.
It's all about speed in communication.
So, grab your coffee and let's get started. Let's start with a really important distinction, Leo. We need to talk about fluency versus accuracy.
This is huge. Most learners confuse these two.
They think fluency means zero mistakes, perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation.
But that's actually accuracy. Accuracy is about being correct, having correct grammar forms, using the right vocabulary every single time.
And that's important, of course. We need accuracy to be understood.
But fluency is different.
Fluency is about flow. It's about being able to communicate continuously.
It means speaking without long pauses, speaking smoothly, getting your message across efficiently.
And this brings up our first key phrase for today, get your point across.
What does it mean to get your point across, Mia?
It means that the person listening understands your main idea. The core message is clear.
Even if you make a little grammar mistake.
Exactly. If you say, I go shop yesterday, is the grammar accurate? No, not really. It should be, I went to the shop yesterday.
But did you get your point across? Yes, totally. I understand you visited a store yesterday.
That is fluency in action. Communication over perfection.
And that difference is what we want A2 and B2 learners to focus on. Stop waiting for perfection.
Because waiting for perfection is exactly what causes the biggest block.
That block is usually caused by the inner editor.
The inner editor, that voice inside your head.
It's the voice saying, wait, is that past simple or present perfect?
Should I use for or since? Did I pronounce schedule correctly?
And while you were having this huge grammar debate inside your head, time is passing.
And the listener is just waiting. They might think you don't know the answer.
But you know the answer. You just can't retrieve it fast enough.
This is where grammar blocks fluency. The focus on accuracy kills the flow.
Because when you are speaking, your brain should be focused on meaning, not on syntax, not on conjugating the verb perfectly.
This hyper-focus on grammar is something that often happens after you've studied English seriously for a while.
When you first start, maybe at the A1 level, you just say words. You don't worry so much about the sentence structure. You point and say, water, please. That is highly fluent communication. You got your point across.
Then you learn all the complex rules, and suddenly speaking becomes harder.
Because you have too many rules to check in real time, it's too much processing.
It's like trying to drive a car while simultaneously checking the engine oil, the tire pressure, and the GPS all at once. You will stop moving.
So what we need to do is quiet that inner editor.
We need to trust the language that is already in our heads.
Trust that even if you make a mistake, it is not the end of the world. That's our second key phrase today.
It's not the end of the world. This phrase means it's not a major disaster. It's not something terrible.
If you use the wrong preposition, will the world stop spinning? No.
Will you lose your job? Probably not, unless you are maybe a professional grammar checker.
Good point, Mia. But for everyday communication at the cafe, at work, talking to friends, a mistake is just feedback.
It's a chance to learn later, but in the moment, keep talking. Focus on the meaning.
Let me share a quick story about this. It's a bit of a cultural note, too.
We love cultural notes. What is it about?
It's about how native speakers actually talk. We often forget that native speakers are incredibly fluent.
But they are not perfectly accurate.
Exactly. Think about casual conversations among native English speakers. If you recorded one, you would hear lots of incomplete sentences.
Lots of fillers, like.
And sometimes we use the wrong words or structure, but we self-correct immediately. Or we just keep going because the meaning is clear.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. A native speaker said, "Me and John went to the store."
Oh yes, the classic me and John instead of John and I.
Technically, that is inaccurate grammar, but nobody stopped the conversation. Nobody cared.
Because the goal was shared information, the speaker fluently got their point across.
The fluency was high, the accuracy was momentarily low, but communication succeeded.
If a learner said, me and John went to the store, they might pause for 5 seconds trying to remember the subject-object rule.
And they would hit a wall, that feeling of stopping and getting stuck.
So the cultural note is, even native speakers prioritize fluency over perfect accuracy in daily conversation. That should give learners permission to do the same. Permission to make a messy, understandable sentence. Permission to speak fast, even if you stumble.
Now, how do we actually train ourselves to prioritize flow?
This brings us to our practical tips section. We have 3 to 5 powerful steps you can take today.
These tips are designed to switch off that inner grammar checker.
Tip number 1, massive listening and imitation.
This sounds simple, but it's the foundation. You need to hear natural English constantly.
Not just textbook English. We mean podcasts, YouTube, movies, real conversations. When you hear English naturally, you start absorbing phrases as whole units. You stop thinking about how to build the sentence. You just remember the whole chunk. Like the phrase, I need to grab a coffee. You don't build it, I, subject, need, verb, to grab, infinitive, a, coffee, object. You just say, I need to grab a coffee. It flows automatically.
That automation is what we need for fluency. Massive listening helps you build those chunks.
Tip number 2, and this is the core of the episode title. Use the 30-second timer challenge.
This is a great exercise. It's practical and easy.
You choose a random topic, maybe what I ate for breakfast, or my favorite animal, or plans for the weekend.
You set a timer for 30 seconds.
And you must speak continuously about that topic until the timer goes off, no matter what.
The rule is no pauses longer than 3 seconds.
If you pause for too long, you lose. This forces your brain to prioritize finding any word.
It makes you push past that internal wall. When you hit a wall, you must jump over it with the next word, even if it's wrong.
This trains the motor skill of speaking. It's physical practice, not intellectual practice.
That's a huge distinction. Fluency is a motor skill, like riding a bike. Accuracy is intellectual knowledge, like knowing physics equations.
You don't stop riding a bike to calculate the angle of the turn. You just turn.
You don't stop speaking to calculate the conditional tense. You just speak.
The 30-second timer makes sure you just speak.
Okay, tip number 3, focus on communication, not correction.
This relates back to get your point across. When you practice, don't grade yourself on grammar. Grade yourself on whether you kept talking. Did you stop? Or did you manage to get the listener or yourself to understand the main idea?
If you are practicing with a study partner or a teacher, tell them, please only correct me if the mistake completely blocks communication. For example, if you are describing your new boss, if you say, she is very good for her job,
That is a small error. It should be, she is very good at her job. But the partner understands perfectly. Don't interrupt. Let the speaker continue.
interrupting for small mistakes reinforces the fear of speaking. It brings back the inner editor.
We want to banish the inner editor during speaking time.
So, focus on the flow. Did the information flow from A to B? Yes? Good job.
Tip number 4, use chunks of language. We mentioned this earlier, but let's elaborate.
Chunks are groups of words that naturally go together. They are fixed expressions.
We talked about I need to grab a coffee. Another chunk might be if you ask me, or I totally agree.
When you use a chunk, you don't have to think about the grammar inside it. The chunk is one single vocabulary item.
Using chunks saves your brain power for the new part of the sentence.
For example, you want to express an opinion. If you use the chunk, in my honest opinion, your brain doesn't have to construct that phrase.
It saves maybe 2 seconds of thinking time.
And those 2 seconds are critical for maintaining fluency. They stop you from hitting a wall.
So, when you are doing your massive listening, try to write down phrases of 3 to 5 words, not just single words.
Learn at the end of the day instead of just end. Learn as a matter of fact instead of just fact. You are building an arsenal of automatic phrases.
That brings us to tip number 5, accept the stumble.
This is the psychological step. It's about being kind to yourself.
When you are speaking quickly, especially in the 30-second challenge, you will stumble. You will mispronounce something.
You will use he instead of she, or the wrong tense.
And that is absolutely fine. Remember our phrase, it's not the end of the world.
When you stumble, do not stop. Do not apologize extensively.
Just correct it quickly, or even better, just keep going.
A simple way to correct quickly is to use a filler.
For example, I went to the store and she was there. That little filler bought you time.
Fillers are essential tools for fluency. They help bridge the gap between thinking and speaking.
So use, right? Well, or like. These are natural parts of conversation.
They give your brain a moment to find the next word without causing a long, disruptive silence.
And the listener doesn't feel interrupted. They just feel like you are having a natural thought process.
So let's quickly review our 3 key language points for fluency today.
We focused on phrases that help learners adopt a fluent mindset.
Number 1, get your point across. Focus on the meaning, not the grammar. Did the person understand you? Yes? Success!
This is useful when talking about a confusing work project. I know the details are complex, but did I at least get my point across about the deadline?
Number 2, hit a wall. This means to get stuck, to stop making progress.
We want to avoid hitting a wall when speaking. If you feel yourself about to hit a wall, force the next word out.
Maybe you were describing a difficult customer at a cafe. I tried to explain the menu, but I kept hitting a wall because he didn't speak much English.
And number 3, it's not the end of the world. This is your self-compassion phrase.
A little mistake is fine. A big mistake is fine. You keep learning. The conversation continues.
If you make a massive mistake in your presentation, just remember, it's not the end of the world. You learn from it.
So let's bring it all back to the core concept, Leo. Fluency is communication.
It's the ability to keep the conversation flowing, even if the engine isn't perfectly tuned.
The key takeaway is to stop using grammar as a shield.
Don't hide behind the grammar book. Push the words out.
Use the 30-second timer challenge every day. Just pick 5 random topics. Spend 2.5 minutes total speaking time.
That's less than 3 minutes of practice, but that focused, high-pressure practice will train your flow faster than months of passive learning.
And remember to learn in chunks. Find those common phrases.
Listen massively to natural, easy-to-understand English. The English blend is a great start.
And if you find yourself hitting a wall, just breathe. Use a filler. Keep going. It is not the end of the world.
Your goal today is to get your point across. Simple.
We hope these tips give you the confidence to speak faster, to stop pausing.
And to embrace the beautiful messiness of real conversation.
That was a great talk. We covered a lot of important ground today. The difference between accuracy and flow is crucial.
Absolutely. We need to stop stressing the perfection aspect and focus on the transmission of meaning.
Remember those practical steps. The 30-second rule is your new best friend.
Use it tonight. Set the timer. Talk about your dinner. Talk about your study plans.
And listen for those chunks. We will be back next time with an episode focusing on how to use conditionals in high-stakes conversations.
Oh, conditionals. That's where accuracy really matters. We will show you how to blend fluency with the right structure there.
That sounds like a perfect follow-up. We look forward to seeing you all practice.
Don't forget to subscribe to the English Blend and share this episode with anyone who feels nervous about speaking.
Send us your results from the 30-second timer challenge. We want to hear how fast you can talk.
Thank you so much for joining us on the English Blend.
Bye for now, everyone.
Yes, see you in the next episode of the English Blend.